All right, Mr. Ahmed here, Intermediate Algebra Section 1.5. Question for today, how do I solve a literal equation? So what I want you to do is take a look at numbers 1 and 2, and right above it, it says similarities and differences. Take a little bit of time right now, push pause, and come up with some similarities and differences. I will let you press pause and see what you come up with. All right, now that you've had a chance to take a look, a couple of the similarities is both of them have a 4. They both start with 4x. They both have a minus sign, 4x minus, 4x minus. Differences, the main striking one is number 2 has a y and a z. Other difference I put was 1 only had 1 variable, and you could also say that question 2 had 3. So, really our goal for today is to solve some literal equations. Literal equations have more than one variable, and we are just going to isolate a specific variable. Not always x. Sometimes we might solve for y, might be a, might be b, might be c. So first example says to solve for x. So I'm going to do number 1 first. For us to solve for x for number 1, we've practiced this already. We're going to first add 1 to both sides. And I get 4x equals 10. Next step is divide both sides by 4. And x is equal to 5 over 2. Reduce the fraction. So I solve for x. Now number 2, the problems are very similar in nature. The only difference is instead of a 1, I have a y. And instead of a 9, I have a z. Okay, the hardest part about this is you cannot combine unlike terms. All right, so we're still going to solve for x. Process the same. Just like when I moved the 1 for me to move a negative y, I will add y. This does not become zy. It becomes z plus y. Those are not like terms. They cannot be combined. So 4x equals z plus y. That could go in either order. You could also say y plus z. Next step, divide both sides, the whole side, by 4. We're done. We isolated x. You could call it z over 4 plus y over 4, but I'm just going to leave it as one fraction. X is equal to z plus y divided by 4. So we solved the literal equation for x. First problem complete. Next one, we're going to solve for a. And again, these ones are fairly similar. They both have a 1/2 a. The left side has a 5, the right side has a b. Instead of a 3, we have a c. So we're still going to follow the same process. So I'm going to solve number 3 first. First, minus 5 minus 5. We've done this before. 1/2 a is equal to negative 2. From here, multiply by the reciprocal, which is 2 over 1. Multiply both sides by 2 over 1. The 1/2 and the 2 cancel, and I'm left with a equals negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Still going to follow the same steps on number 4. For me to move the b, I'm subtracting b. Again, these are not like terms. Do not combine them. It has to say c minus b. 1/2 a equals c minus b. Next step, multiply by the reciprocal, which is 2 over 1. That's 2. Multiply by 2. Now, typically when I have a distributive type problem, I'm going to put the 2 in front. So when I rewrite the equation, I'm going to say a is equal to 2 times c minus b. I just put this 2 on the left side instead of the right for more correct notation. Either way would be correct. All right. You try. Push pause, try number 5, then give number 6 a try. 6 is a little bit tough. All right, now that you've had a chance to give it a try, let's take a look. Solve for x. So, number 5, combine like terms. 4x and 8x are like terms. Those can get combined. Y is equal to 12x. Divide both sides by 12. X is equal to, I put x on the left. It could be on the right. Y over 12. The 12's canceled. Y over 12. You could also say y over 12 equals x. Either way is correct. Next one. Let's see here. We're supposed to solve for x. So I'm going to isolate by adding 5 first, plus 5 plus 5. The 5 has to go with the 7, not with the 4y, only like terms. 4x equals 12 plus 4y. Divide both sides by 4. The whole side is divided by 4. Cancels. Now, this time I can reduce this because 12 and 4 are factors, or have a greatest common factor, I can reduce the fraction. And 4 over 4 also reduces. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. 4 divided by 4 is 1, but I still have a y, so it's 3 plus y. If you can reduce it, feel free to reduce. All right. 7 and 8, same process. Give it a try. Push pause. Give it a shot. If you get stuck, go ahead and start the video up. All right, now that you've had a chance to give these a try, first step, subtract 9x, subtract 9x. Don't forget this negative sign. It's a negative y. So we have negative y equals 45 minus 9x. Those are not like terms. Do not combine them. Now for this one, I still have to get rid of the negative sign, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. Now y turns to a positive. 45 to a negative, and the negative 9 would become a positive 9x. And the last one on the U tries, I'm going to isolate y again, solve for y. So add 18x to both sides. They are not like terms, do not combine them. 2y equals negative 26 plus 18x. You could also call it 18x minus 26. Choice is yours. Divide by 2 on both sides. The whole side has to be divided. Cancels. 26 and 2, it reduces. 26 divided by 2 is negative 13. And 18 divided by 2 is plus 9x. We have solved for y. We'll solve for y quite a bit this year. And the last one, the formula for simple interest is equal to the P, which stands for principal, times the rate, times the time. Now, P is the principal. That's what we start with, initial amount. The rate is the interest rate, and that's as a decimal. So I'm going to have to change the percent to a decimal, and T is the time in years. So it says I deposit $9,000 into account. So P, that's the initial amount, that's $9,000. I'm starting with $9,000. And I'm going to put it into an account that has a rate of 4.5%. Now here's the key. I can't put 4.5 in. I have to change that to a decimal. To change from a percent to a decimal, I move it 2 spots to the left. So that's equal to 0.045. That is a tricky part. And then also it says that the account has a rate of 4.5 and earned 205.5 in interest. So that means that's I. How much did it get? So I is equal to $202.50. And now it says solve for how long T. That's what we don't know. How long was it in the account? So using my equation, I equals PRT. I'm going to plug in everything I know. 202.5 in for I equals the principal, which was 9,000, times the rate, 0.045, times the time T. That's what we're going to find as T. So I have to take 9,000 times 0.045, and that's 405. Okay, so 405 there. So we have 405T is equal to 202.5. And now from here, I am then going to take 202.5 divided by 405, and I get 0.5. So T is equal to 0.5 years. And in time, 0.5 years is 6 months. All right, that's all we have for today. Make sure to complete a summary, and we may discuss that in class. Have a great rest of the day.